Welcome to the World Wide Well, your place for daily encouragement from the Bible. And in discouraging times, it's especially important to look for encouragement from trustworthy sources. And what could be more trustworthy than the Bible? The Bible has endured through empires, nations, languages, cultures, and continues to amaze us. It's the first hypertext document ever written. And what do I mean by that? Every part of the Bible connects to every other part of the Bible, much like the neurons in your brain. And people say, well, how many prophecies in the Old Testament have to do with the New Testament? And the answer is infinite. It's just infinite. Anytime you look at any one passage of the Bible, it relates to other passages in the Bible, which relate to other passages in the Bible. It's just a question of how far down the rabbit hole you want to go, because all of the writers wrote with the whole in mind, with the whole story in mind, with the whole worldview in mind. And the thousands of places, everybody who wrote the Bible was familiar with the parts of the Bible that were in existence already. And therefore, they brought that knowledge with them to their writing. And so everything in their writing relates to everything in the book. And it's a fantastic source of encouragement, especially stories like the one in Mark chapter 5, where you have arguably the most faith-filled person in the Bible. And it's a woman who is unnamed, and she had all kinds of medical problems for a long time. And we all know people like that. Perhaps you are one of those people, just where healthcare is like a part-time job. We're always going to the doctor and racking up bills, and you don't seem to be getting any better. Well, she was one of these people. And that's a tough situation for anyone to be in. And she heard that Jesus was there, and Jesus was, at this time of his ministry, drawing big crowds. And she said, hey, this guy is a healer. I believe that God can heal me. I believe this man was sent by God. And she said to herself, if I can touch the hem of his robe, I will be healed. Now, that's the kind of faith I aspire to. You might think, well, you're a pastor, you must have a lot of faith. Well, what does that even mean? We all struggle with our relationship to creation and the Creator and God. And we all have to kind of work our way through that. What are we doing here? What does God want us to be doing with our time? What are the threats out there that are in the way? And she was facing this incredible threat of ongoing serious medical problems, which kept her from any kind of normal life at all. So when we look at that, we can relate to her because we all face threats, a lot of financial threats, social threats, political threats, you name it, medical threats, all kinds of things. All kinds of things can happen to us, and we're facing all these things. And to face them with faith, if I touch the hem of his robe, I will be healed. Not I might be healed, not I could be healed, not let's give it a try, but it's going to happen. And I really do believe that it's that kind of faith that lives in the promise, not in the problem. That kind of faith is transformative of everything around us. It's transformative of our bodies. It's transformative of our situation. And if we can generate, and a better word perhaps is cultivate that kind of faith and ask God to give us that kind of faith. Lord, I believe, help my unbelief, help me to believe more. So can you and I raise our faith 2% a day? I think we could. And you know that after a year, we're going to be in the same league as this woman if we just ask for a little bit more faith, a reasonable amount of faith, a attainable amount of faith, a sustainable amount of faith, and just keep building on it. What can you have faith for today that's just a little bit more than you had faith for yesterday? I'm not talking about jumping from where you are and where I am to where this woman is in 5 minutes. I'm talking about, can we have a little bit more faith that God loves us, that God has the power to protect us, that God has the power to fix anything that's broken, and that we have the power to access that. That's the good news for today. I believe you can do it. I believe that 2% a day is easy. I'm going to give it a shot. You give it a shot. And a few months down the road, we might be facing a big threat. And we can say, I trust that if I put my trust in Jesus, this is going to be fixed. And it's going to be fixed. That's great news. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow.